What are you doing here?
My name's Jake Quinlan. I'm a friend of Catherine's.
Quinlan.
How is Catherine? Is she going to be all right?
It doesn't look good. Her consciousness is deeply withdrawn.
Withdrawn? What's that mean?
It means her mental processes, her memory, the basic building blocks of her personality are inaccessible.
You mean she's in there, but you can't reach her?
That's a best-case scenario. We haven't yet diagnosed her psychic damage.
Well, is she going to be all right?
It doesn't look good. She's still in triage. We're going to just have to wait and see.
How did the Ripper do this?
It's hard to tell. She had some minor contusions on her head, nothing fatal, but you never know with head injuries. We won't know anything until we can get a data angel in there to do some investigating.
You can get a data angel into the consciousness of someone in a coma?
I'm not sending anyone in there until I've had a chance to fully map her psychic damage. Now, if you don't mind.
I mind. What are you doing for her?
I'm not doing anything for her as long as I'm standing here talking to you. Why don't you let me get back to work?
How did Catherine survive the attack?
Who knows? Maybe she fought him off. More likely someone or something interrupted the Ripper before he could finish.
You here to check on Miss Powell?
Yeah. She looks pretty bad. Is there anything you can do for her?
She's in good hands. And she'll be in even better hands once Dr. Burton allows us to treat her.
Was there any hope for Catherine?
Not at the rate we're going. We haven't even established an etiology, let alone begun to treat it. We've downloaded megabytes of fragmented images, sensations, memories, but not much that helps us at this point.
Anything that might help ID her attacker?
Well, there's an image on one of the monitors in the lab that's displaying an image we retrieved from Catherine's short-term memory. Now, she saw the person who attacked her, but in this condition, her mind can only assemble an extremely distorted image of him, or her.
Well, can we make it clear and maybe use a computer to fill it out?
No. Catherine's brain will have to produce the image. The only way to help Catherine is to restore the memories and personality the Ripper destroyed.
I don't understand this. How can you rebuild Catherine's memory?
Well, the way we always do in a case like this. We assemble all the data we can about the patient's past. Life experiences, food she likes to eat, favorite movies, information on who her friends were. Then we upload all that back into the brain and hope that it triggers enough associative reactions to restore her memory.
What are the odds of this working?
Success rate's very high. I mean, we may not retrieve everything, but we should get around 90% or so.
What can I do to help restore that image of the Ripper?
Dig up everything you can about the Ripper, especially anything Catherine knew about the case. And of course, none of it's going to be of any use until Dr. Burton allows us to send a data angel into her brain, but we'll worry about that later.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are Dr. Burton's plans for treating her?
If she has something in mind, she hasn't told me about it. She's blocking everything except the most conservative treatments. We've started to assemble data on the patient's past. We're maintaining life support. That's it.
Well, so fucking what? I mean, she doesn't know what to do. I thought she was the best in her field.
She's one of the best. I don't know what it is about this case. There's something here she's not telling us.
Have the cops said anything?
No, not to me. Dr. Burton's the attending physician. Although I have noticed that scary-looking detective who checked Powell in keeps coming back. Him and Burton got into it yesterday.
They had a fight.
Oh, that's an understatement. They look ready to kill each other. God knows what it was about.
Huh.
Your friend's in stable condition, Quinlan, but she's not getting any better. And the image of the Ripper isn't getting any clearer.
Looks like a holographic journal. Could be worth looking at.
Our options are pretty limited here. I tried direct cortex stimulation. It's risky, but there's a chance of it working.
It's too risky. We could lose her that way.
Well, we could try inserting data angels for a diagnostic. There's no risk in that.
I disagree. We've no idea what's left of her natural defenses. The trauma could have made them even harder to penetrate.
All right, look, then let's run the Norton Mapper program so we can obtain a Gestalt profile and a cortical landscape. Then we know what we're dealing with.
You mean that hasn't been done yet? Why not?
Because I said so. I want her to stabilize before we introduce any kind of foreign code. Thanks for the consultation, but that's my decision.
How much more stable does she want, the woman? She's in a coma.
What's her problem? She won't do anything. Are we supposed to just watch this patient die?
She's in charge. There's not much we can do.
The answer to the mystery. If I can only make this image clear, we will have our killer. How am I supposed to open this?
Is that a Quentin model whack you've got there? Let me see. I've been grepping for one of these for months. These are tough to find if you're not in the profession. What are you, a lawyer?
Reporter for the Herald.
Low end of the pay scale, eh?
Tell me about it.
You should work for yourself. There are thousands of ways to make money in the net. Believe me, I know.
Do you know Joey Falconetti?
Joey Falconetti. I haven't done business with that scoundrel in years. Talk about profiteering in the net.
But do you know him?
Eddie and I owned part of an emoticon franchise. You know, one of those sea-spaced emotional counter zones? This was years ago. Legitimate business, you see, but Eddie's a thief by nature. Robbed it blind. We had to sell out to some Palestinians in New Dallas. I haven't worked with Eddie since, but I keep an eye on him so he doesn't pilfer any of my holdings.
Mr. Nelson, what's your background with cyberspace?
Got some time. That would take a while. I've been decking with the global net since it went online. Present at the creation, you might say. That's why thugs like Falconetti disappoint me. Damn waste of talent.
Do you know where I can find Falconetti?
You don't. The Falcon usually finds you and takes your money.
Well, lucky for me, I'm broke. A grave digger named Farley at the Metacon told me that you might be a link to finding him.
What's your interest? You out to kill him?
Well, it's not something I had in mind.
Well, somebody's gonna whack that bird one of these days. Eddie's consciousness is inside a few hundred terabytes of well space with his body safely hidden. I set Metacog up with a guy named Twig. Lives out in Hoboken. He seems to always know where Eddie's at. Eddie usually presents himself with video. He likes to show off.
Hoboken.
Been reading your copy, Quinlan. You might nail this freak before the police do.
Just asking questions, seeing where the answers take me. Kinda slow in here.
Yeah, the Rippers really put a damper on anonymous sex these days.
How about a beer?
Yeah, sure thing. Why don't you try this one? It's called Viper Pills. Goes down real smooth. It's got some bite. On the house. Just nail the Ripper so that my customers can get drunk in public again, huh?
Okay. Cheers. What do you know about Gambit Nelson?
Gambit. Gambit's been coming in here for years. The man has seen it all. He can remember when the net went online. Back when there weren't any wells. Cyberspace was nothing but a bunch of isolated BBSs.
Must be a first-generation Decker.
One of the first sea-space entrepreneurs. He made a killing on the net. All of it's legal. It's weird, huh? You know, a good guy wins for once in a blue fucking moon.
How about a beer?
Yeah, sure thing.